I know that we all need some more time to let this sink in. The inaugural edition of the Under-19 T20 World Cup was a blockbuster one. Team India is crowned as the champions and they will be remembered as the first team ever to win the Women's Under-19 T20 World Cup. I'm sure that currently we are all Shafali Verma at the post-match presentation with tears in our eyes, but these tears are of pride considering the way this entire tournament unfolded. Some wonderful batting performances, phenomenal bowling performances, and very good fielding efforts is what is the story of this tournament. And I'm here to review this tournament for you. In Mutual Fund Sahi hai presents The Outside View powered by Elista.
डायरेक्ट प्लान
म्यूचुअल फंड स्कीम्स में खुद इन्वेस्ट करने का एक ऑप्शन है.
म्यूचुअल फंड्स खुद ही
सी जैसे मैंने फिट रहने के लिए ट्रेनर रखा.
तो दिखता ही है भाई.
पर तू तो सेल्फ मेड है भाई.
देख मुझे फिटनेस की नॉलेज है तो आई मेड माई ओन ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम.
और तेरे ट्रेनर के पैसे भी बच गए.
हाँ
सेम विद डायरेक्ट प्लान. यहाँ मेरे कमीशन के पैसे बच गए.
सही है.
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है. योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें.
So the final, it was between India and England. Both the teams have had a wonderful campaign in this tournament. India just lost one game against Australia in the Super 6 round. England were unbeaten, but India made sure that they put their best show on display on the big day and win the trophy. Now this Under-19 T20 trophy tells you a big story. This story is of the team that waited for an ICC trophy for a very long time. And the Under-19 team brought this trophy to India's cabinet. That's another great story. Tells you that this is the talent that India has. So India were crowned as the champions, but I'm quite sure that no matter which team had won yesterday, we all would take a moment to cherish the way this tournament unfolded, because this was one of its kind and we're going to remember it for a very, very long time, because this is another great step toward the progress of women's cricket. Now, if we have to talk about the start of the tournament, then we saw that Bangladesh defeated Australia. Now, that was a great upset there from Bangladesh, because we considered that Australia probably had an edge in that contest, considering their senior teams have been dominating the proceedings since always, and that Australia has a great talent pool. But they learned a hard lesson out there that you cannot take any team in this tournament lightly. And that win probably just set the standards of the tournament so high that we all got excited to see what it had in store for us. Talking about the special team efforts, we cannot forget to mention about Rwanda's effort here. Now the team, it was a surprise package in itself. It brought that vibe in this entire tournament. They were just someone who set the mood of the tournament there. They registered a historic win against Zimbabwe in this tournament and later against West Indies as well. This is something that the Rwanda team will remember forever, and I'm quite sure that every single of us who watched their games, we all enjoyed it. We all enjoyed their never give up attitude, and that's what you want from any team, isn't it? Rwanda's performance was impressive and so was Indonesia's as well. They were also playing their first ever World Cup, and to play that, to settle those nerves, it's very important. And more than any result, the process is important, and Indonesia will look back and they'll be also proud of the process that they followed in this tournament. Now, talking about the special performances there, well, World Cup hat-tricks are special, isn't it? We saw Madison Landsman securing the first ever hat-trick of the Women's Under-19 T20 World Cup, and that happened in the game versus Scotland. And then we saw another hat-trick, probably a double hat-trick there, from Henriette Ishimwe, who brought that hat-trick versus Zimbabwe. Talking about the top efforts there, we cannot forget to mention Arup Shah's catch here that she completed, and that was something that brought all of us at the edge of our seats. She did speak to us about that catch, about her cricketing journey. Make sure that you check out that interview across our platforms. Well, now it's time to talk about the stars of the tournament, where it's so difficult to choose and talk about a few players because we saw some wonderful performances. But let's get started. First up, we'll start from the champion side, Team India. Well, there were so many great performances, so many players coming up and showing the world what they've got. Mannat Kashyap, Pashvi Chopra, Archana Devi. The spinners did a great job for the side out there. Gongiri Trisha at the top order played those important innings for the side. But I gotta mention here about Shweta Sehrawat. I'm sure that when I said someone from Team India, you probably picturized her. But that's what she did in this tournament. From the first game itself, she made sure that the world notices her efforts. Now, opening in T20, as we know that it's a very tough job. You got to give good foundation to the side, and that's what Shweta Sehrawat did alongside the Indian skipper Shafali Verma. Look at her scores. I mean, they were so impressive, and every single game we were pinning our trust on the youngster. And I'm quite sure that India has found another gem in Shweta Sehrawat. Next up, we're going to talk about a bowler who has impressed us a lot in this tournament. Margie Clark from Australia. Well, the pace bowler made sure that she gives the team really good starts. She opened the bowling there with Illingworth and always made sure that Australia comes into a dominating position. She was very accurate with her line and lengths, and no doubt that Margie Clark finished as the highest wicket taker of this tournament. Next up, we're going to talk about the England skipper Grace Scrivens. With the ball and with the bat, she displayed a lot of promise in this entire tournament. She led the team from the front, and the way England carried themselves in the semi-final game against Australia tells you a big story out there that this is the team that never wanted to give up in this tournament, and I'm sure that the captain has a very big role to play in it. Coming to open the innings, we saw her dominate the proceedings with some attacking game, and then with the ball as well. She came in with important breakthroughs and wickets for the side. And it's something that the England team would be proud of looking back at the way they carried themselves in this tournament. It's now time to talk about Pashvi Chopra. Now, I did mention about her when I was talking about Shweta Sehrawat as well, but finished as the second highest wicket taker in this tournament. Along with Archana Devi and Mannat Kashyap, we saw that Pashvi Chopra spun a web around the opposition batters. It was so difficult to read her, and she just came in with those variations that was so impressive. And that's one of the reasons why she made it to our stars of the tournament. Well, next up, we're going to talk about another spinner, the left-arm spinner from Pakistan. Well, Anusha Nasir had a really good tournament. She finished with 10 wickets to her account, and at the end of the Super 6 round, she was the highest wicket taker in that tournament. We saw that she was always trying to stay extremely accurate with her lines and lengths, giving the teams those important wickets wherever Pakistan needed them. And definitely looking back at this tournament, Pakistan would remember the way Anusha Nasir performed for them, because that made a huge difference for them throughout the matches. So these were few of the names. There were so many names, who came in and played in their own distinct style, and that impressed us a lot. But we had to pick a few, and those were our names. Tell me who impressed you the most in this inaugural edition of the Under-19 T20 World Cup. We tried our best to give you all the updates of this tournament. We will keep updating you about the upcoming tournaments as well. But for that, you will have to stay tuned to Women's Quick Zone and to Mutual Fund Sahiye presents The Outside View, powered by Elista.
स्मार्ट हो रहा है इंडिया, जैसे इंडिया में बना एलिस्टा स्मार्ट एलईडी टीवी with world class clarity and amazing features.